You're listening to the Manifesting Miracles podcast. By tuning in today, you're dialing into your frequency of abundance. I'm Michelle J. Lamont, your manifestation master and guide. Ever since 2016, I've been obsessively dedicating my life to uncovering, dissecting, and analyzing every aspect of the practices and modalities in which we call manifestation. You see, you are truly more powerful than you can even imagine and fully capable of manifesting miracles on the daily. I'm going to teach you how to attract a life beyond your wildest dreams using your own divine power. So let's get started manifesting your miracles right now. Hey, welcome, my divine light being. Yes, you and I are going to spend a couple of minutes together today, and we are going to manifest our miracles because it is time for you to align with the divine. It is time for you to be in that attitude of gratitude, because today we're talking about the law of attraction in action and how to use a gratitude journal to manifest your dreams, baby. If this is your first time tuning in to the production, the value, the insights, and the power of manifesting miracles with me, your powerful and majestic manifested mistress of manifesting, Michelle Juanita Lamont, well, it is time for us to get acquainted, baby. So it is time for you to slide into your vibration of abundance and understand that it is the best day of your life. You know why? Because you are above ground. Your soul has decided that it is here to manifest, to create, to eliminate fear, to eliminate doubt, to eliminate imposter syndrome, to stop being that perfectionist that you are, to stop needing to be right all the time, because you are the creator of your reality, and the creating is gonna get good because the universe has decided that it is time for you to align, to be tapped in, tuned in, and turned on to the vibration of manifestation. That's right, baby. The art of you is the Picasso that you have yet to create. And let me tell you something. You are a powerful creator. I don't care what your creed is, what your race, your sexual orientation, how you identify, what you practice. You are a light being living in a human body, and the divine light of the universal God source energy is inside of you, and it wants to manifest. Just like expression, expressing yourself vibrationally means that you need abundance. And in order to receive that abundance, you have to live in the vibration of that frequency, and you cannot deteriorate into the earthly realm where they have you hook, line, and sinker. You're not pretty enough. You're not strong enough. You're not important enough. You're not rich enough. You don't matter. You don't have enough followers. You fuck the wrong way. You pray the wrong way. You spend money the wrong way. You're the wrong height. You live in the wrong country. You love the wrong way. How can a human be illegal? Why isn't love just love? So if you're tuning into this vibration, this is a no hate playlist. This is a woke as fuck manifesting manifestors podcast. And if that's not you and you're down to clown, well, this is not for you, because my beloved light being, I see you radiating, and I am so proud of you for listening to this podcast each and every day to raise your vibration, because you, yes, you, look at yourself right there in their car view mirror, in the bathroom, on your phone. Look at yourself and say to yourself, I am the creator of my reality. I am the creator of my reality. I am the creator of my reality. Now, if this is your first time tuning in and you don't know anything about the show, I suggest that you go after this podcast and just pick titles that resonate with you. I record these in any kind of order, and then my podcast producer decides which one goes up when, so I don't record them one after another. Although How I Manifested My $1 Million Dream House is a two-parter, and I think How I Manifested a One-on-One with Oprah Winfrey is a two-parter. But other than that, everything else is as it goes, and one does not need the other. So let me tell you what I do need. I need you to be tapped in, tuned in, and turned on to the frequency of your motherfucking abundance, because baby, you are worthy, and this is the prime time for you to shine. Now, I know that there are so many people out there who are trying to tap into the vibration of teaching you how to manifest. And I'm just going to ask you to ask them, let's look at your legacy and your history of what you created. Show me what you've manifested. Let's see the fucking receipts. Because I get questions all the damn time. Like, I saw this on TT, which is on Earth called TikTok. I saw this on TikTok. Is this true? I see so much bad advice. Please be sure who you're taking advice from, bro. Be sure that they know what the fuck they're doing. What does their life look like, motherfuckers? All right. So if this is your first time tuning into the vibration of manifesting miracles, you haven't missed a thing. You see, your angels and your guides have been waiting for you to be a vibrational match to hear the unbelievable, powerful message that I transmute through my connection with divine source to this microphone. Because this podcast isn't about me. This podcast is about you and for you. And I'm here to guide you. You know, what does Lao Tzu says? I love this quote by Lao Tzu. When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. Let's say it all together now, like we know it. When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And if you listen to this podcast every single day and you share it with people, you are helping to raise the collective consciousness of the universe. And that means that you are putting it on your social media. You're saying, trust this resource, listen to her, because her intention is for you to manifest things into your reality. So if this is your first time tuning in, you haven't missed a thing, and we're about to get into it. Locked, loaded, the law of attraction in action, how to use gratitude for journaling to manifest your dreams. Well, my beautiful beloved souls, and we have an audience from all around the world, 64 countries, 247,000 listens in less than 2.5 years, because all of you, and let me tell you something, I love you. 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 Have stepped into the reality where you are no longer going to be subject to what might not occur. You are going to be stepping in to the law of attraction in action. So let's start with the power of gratitude, because, you know, everybody says, oh, you got to have an attitude of gratitude, But I'm telling you that the importance of gratitude in manifesting your dreams is learning about your shift and focus from lack to abundance, and how it helps us attract more positive things into our reality. And I want to tell you, like, I have so many stories that I can share with you about. See, I'm a coach, so you can book a 1-hour call with me, a 2-hour call with me. You can do a 6 weeks one-on-one coaching session. You can do 90 days. And then I have live group courses. And I'm also going to be hosting retreats in 2024. Only 8 seats available for that little bad boy. So if you've taken one of my courses, you'll be the first to get the invitation. That said, there's so many situations that I could give an examples of how people have shifted by learning from me, going from lack to abundance, because they've just learned to flip that switch. That I want to share a story of one of my clients who recently shared with me. You know, every day she would have this absolute dread of going into work. She has a flex job. And so this is Earth Year 2023. I'm speaking from the planet Earth, the teaching planet. And in that higher vibrational state, everything's fine for her. But as soon as she had a child, she did this flex work situation, and she just kept seeing how everything was more expensive with the child. Like, obviously we know this, right? I mean, in today's world, it's so difficult. I couldn't even imagine. Oh my gosh, I could not imagine. And shout out to all of you who are moms right now or planning to be moms. I don't know how I couldn't do it, like with all the mass shootings and all that kind of stuff. But see, that's tapping into lack, right? So I switched that vibration, and I had a client who was very much into lack, and she was successful financially before she had her child. Her partner, he did not stick around after 6 months, and they're living in separate households, and the budgets are a lot thinner. And she was like, oh, I have to do this flex schedule because it's actually cheaper than daycare. And Michelle, things just aren't flowing the way they used to. And, I love, and we'll just call it baby Charlotte because it was a C name, but I'm just using that name because I love the name Charlotte. I also think it could be a cute Charlie, could be short for Charlotte. I don't know. I love girl guy names. But I don't, identifying with a particular pronoun is so different nowadays than the way that we used to name children. But let's just call the baby Charlotte. So she was like, oh my God, Charlotte cost this, and Charlotte cost this, and Charlotte cost this, and Charlotte cost this. And I let her go on and rant about the expense of Charlotte for quite some time. And then I said, have you ever thought about all the abundance that Charlotte's bringing? And she just looked at me like I was literally standing on my head, juggling water bottles on fire. She just like scowled at me. And I said, children are master manifestors. They scream, a titty shows up, a diaper gets changed, something gets put into their belly. Master manifestors. I'm obsessed with babies, by the way. If I ever see a baby, you will not get it. I will be holding onto your baby the whole time, playing with it. Children, I love children. I can just sit there and color and talk to children. They're my faves, just like animals. So I kept saying to her, why don't you talk about the abundance that Charlotte's bringing you? And let's see if we can turn this lack into abundance. And she's like, what do you mean? And I was like, okay, look at me. I was pregnant 5 times. I have a C-section scar and no baby. And no matter what you might think I have in abundance, I'll never be an earth mother. And she was like, oh. And I said, fertility is a huge business because there's so many people who want to be a mommy and cannot, or a papa and cannot. And she was like, oh. And I said, so you're already naturally more abundant. So therefore you have the tree of life. Why don't you let it grow? She goes, oh. And I said, Charlotte has taught you to be very, very eco-friendly because you didn't like all the idea of all those diapers going into the landfills. And you did your research on that. And you now use these, very green diapers, or like she uses these cloth things and these other things. And she was telling me all about it. And I said, so these other mothers who are spending, $40-50 on a box of diapers every couple of weeks or every 2 weeks or whatever it is, I don't know the cycle, you're not. She was like, yeah, that's true. And I said, and it's made you more conscious about what you're consuming because you don't have a lot of space in your house now because baby Charlotte's there. She's like, yeah, that's true. And I said, and didn't you say you got rid of 6 boxes of clothes? She was like, yeah. And I said, you could have sold those and made money. You could have donated them to a charity and used it as a tax write-off. She was like, oh my God, yeah. And I said, now I want you to know that Charlotte has angels and she has guides. So I want you to invite them to give you financial abundance or relief. Say, I allow the universe to bring Charlotte and I financial relief. I allow Charlotte's angels to relieve me from this financial pressure immediately. And then I want you to pretend like it already happened. Jump up and down. The mail came in, the check, etc., and only live in the vibration that the angels handled it. And within 45 days, she got a pay raise. The significant other person got a huge commission at their place of employment, and they were her significant other was a recruiter, and they got a huge bonus, paid all of the back end, and then paid for the rest of the year. So he didn't get into the rears and all this other sort of thing. And one by one, and she was like, somebody gave me a free membership to Costco. I posted on my little mommy group that I was having trouble, with her on the flex days because I needed a nanny a couple of hours. And I found out that there was a lady that was in my group less than a mile. And on those flex days, I could drop Charlotte off for 3 hours so I can do my Zoom meetings and then go pick her up. She's like, Michelle, it literally changed everything. And I'm like, duh, children are major manifestors. Now, if I could have a baby, I would teach it to speak of mommy's goodwills, mommy's beach house, mommy's Maserati, whatever it is. but in order to get to that place and for you to experience what Charlotte's mama figured out pretty quickly after she was coaching with me, she did 6 weeks to success and her life has never been the same. Program is that I taught her to really start cultivating a gratitude journal and how to use it effectively. There are different journaling techniques, like you can write down 3 things that you're grateful for each day on reflecting on what you've learned from your challenging experiences. You can also make journaling a regular practice, such as like set a time in your alarm. Like if you have a downtime, like right before you go to bed, set an alarm. Like if you always go to bed at 10 o'clock, set your alarm for 9:30 and just write journal, script, write. There's an energy transfer from your brain to the paper that allows that to then create the vibration of that abundance, because the more that your mind connects to the frequency of the thing that you desire, the faster that the reality can happen where you switch dimensions almost in real time. And another thing is really using affirmations with gratitude, and affirmations can be used in conjunction with a gratitude journal to really amplify our manifestations. Some affirmations are beneficial, more beneficial than others. So I kind of let me see if I can find it. Did I write those down? I thought I wrote them down. Didn't I? I do things and then I forget where I put them. Okay, let's see. Yes. Do I have anything written down? Okay, yes. All right. So I have a few of these affirmations that I jotted down before I started recording. I found them in my chicken scratch here. So let's start. Let me give you some examples of some ways that you can use these affirmations. Let me give you some affirmations. Sorry, I lost track of what I was saying. Here we go. This is why I don't look at anything. Otherwise, I read it and I can't. My mind starts to go back to earth, and I want to be in channel. All right. I'm grateful for all of the abundances in my life. I attract more of them every day. Another good one is, every moment is an opportunity to manifest my desires. I am grateful for the power of the law of attraction to make it happen. Make it happen, Captain. Law of attraction in action, right? I trust the universe to bring me everything I need at the right time. I am appreciative for the signs and synchronicities along the way. You got to be appreciative of those signs and synchronicities, because those signs and synchronicities are the light in the dark tunnel. They are the neon light showing you, like 444 and numerical numbers, seeing the same bird over and over and over again, seeing the same symbol over and over and over again, or assigning a symbol to your angels and your guide, your team of light. And I don't know if you guys understand what your team of light is, but, book a 1-hour call with me and I'll explain it to you. And by the way, every Tuesday, if you don't know what would work best for you, every Tuesday I do a free 15-minute call. You can just go to michellejlamont.com and book a free 15-minute session. We can meet Zoom to face and see if any of the options are right for you right now. And if not, I'll recommend some techniques that you can do until that time, space continuing happens where you can work with me. Let's just do one more positive affirmation. I'm attracting my dream job with ease and joy. I'm grateful for the abundance that flows into my reality. And I want you to understand the importance of repeating affirmations regularly and believing in their power to manifest your desires, because if your brain is hooked on the same thing that it thought about yesterday when you were feeling a little bit bad, and the day before, 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 well, then you're going to be leaning into Einstein's theory of insanity. Insanity is defined by Albert Einstein, one of my faves, as doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. So if you're simply tuning into the vibration of your brain that says all of the reasons why it's not going to work out, because you in your actual 3D limiting reality cannot compute it, your brain is processing millions of bits of information every single second. And then you have 100 to 120,000 thoughts every single day. The problem is that they're the same 5 motherfucking thoughts. So if you don't reduce that cycle by repeating a new pattern as one of your core practices, that the law of attraction is not going to be an action for you to manifest your dreams. But, the next thing that I would highly recommend is that you understand the power of staying positive and trusting the universe. Because when you stay positive and you're trusting the universe to bring you your manifestations to fruition, you create and cultivate a positive mindset even when things don't seem to be working out. In fact, even more so when things don't seem to be working out. And how to trust that everything is happening in the divine timing of everything, because it really is. And the more that you fret about something, and the more that you check on something, and the more that you do it, you're like watching a pot of water, hoping it will boil faster. It's going to boil when it's going to boil. It's going to boil when it's going to boil. When the temperature and the air and the elements of the metal or the conductor of said holder of water powers that water, it will start to boil. You watching it, you checking on it, and you thinking about it over and over and over again does absolutely nothing to the elements in the pot. Absolutely nothing. So you going and looking at your bank account and going, yeah, no surprise money came in. Nobody signed up. Nobody bought my digital classes. Nobody bought my products. Nobody signed up for nobody bought my face treatment. Nobody bought my house. I'm a realtor. Nobody's signing up for my eyebrow waxing. Nobody wants to do their lashes with me. All of that kind of stuff. You're living in your history. How the fuck are you going to create your future? How are you going to be a vibrational match to it? You're not. You cannot see things in your reality that you don't believe for yourself. I believe I'm a winner. I believe that I'm in the highest vibration I've ever known myself to be in. Does that make me perfect? Absolutely not. Do I have fear and doubt and insecurity? Hell yeah. That's why I do all of these things on a daily basis. I kneel before I stand. A, I listen to music in the morning that is empowering and lifting and motivating. B, I have a meditation every single morning. C, I look at things and I speak them into existence. I go through my checklist every single morning. I journal. I earth, I ground. I do different things every single day of the week, because every single day of the week has a different vibrational currency. But my practices are my practices. And one of the most important things for me to not go into a spiral of depression and anxiety and fear is having these routines set in place and maintaining a positive mindset when things don't seem to be working out. Because one of the greatest indicators that something is about to crack wide open is when everything is falling apart. When everything seems to be bad is when it is actually about to be really good. And when you're in a bad cycle, when things are not going as planned, it is so easy to get depressed. It is so easy to get sad. It is so easy to close all the windows, crank the AC up to Elvis level 65, order that bad takeout food you know you don't really want to eat, and watch terrible shows that make you feel bad about being you, or that you don't have love, or you don't have money, or you don't have success, or whatever it is. But how fucking stupid are all those things anyway? What you really should be desiring is happiness and freedom and joy, because what you're not going to be in your tunnel of light moving over to the next side, and nobody's going to be clapping saying, oh, you made all these earth dollars. They're going to be laughing at you like, what are you going to do with the earth dollars here? Right? So using your meditation and your journaling practices and all the modalities to elevate your energy to a higher state of being is why you're here, to forgive, to let go, to not have fear, to live in this moment. To live in this moment. And one of the best things that I do when I get down is that I tell myself what Buddha says about suffering. Buddha is a spiritual practice. Buddhism is not a religion. It's a spiritual practice. And in the spiritual practice, Buddha says, this famous quote, and I love it. Suffering is living in a moment that has already passed, or worrying about one that has yet to occur. Hold up. Did you get that? Did you get that? Suffering, I wanted you to give you just a second to just sink that in. Suffering is living in a moment that has already passed, or worrying about a moment that has yet to occur. You're worrying about shit that hasn't even fucking happened. Or you're living in a moment that has already happened, and you're reliving it and reliving it and reliving it and lowering your vibrational essence. That situation was supposed to teach you how to let go. And worrying about the future is supposed to remind you to have faith. Excuse me. I was yelling. You can't live in realities that don't exist right now. You can't live in realities that don't exist right now. You can't take that moment, those moments where you were neglected, abused, forgotten, disenfranchised, disillusioned with your life, depressed, and show them to anybody. You can't put it on a box. You can't mail it to somebody. And your future doesn't fucking exist either. You can't put it on a box and say, oh, in 2024, that's when the year gets great. All you have is this moment. What are you gonna do with it? Are you going to live in a positive state of attraction using the law of attraction and action to use gratitude to journal and manifest your desires? Or are you going to stay centered and concentrated to the lack energy that you are living in to lower the vibration of you? This is your choice. This is your choice. What choice are you going to make? And having an attitude of gratitude has to be deeper than just your affirmations. You have to find something every single day and really feel fucking connected to it. I don't care if you're living in a house with 10 roommates and you're like, fuck, I thought I would be in a different place in my life right now. If you're at a job where you feel unseen and unappreciated and replaceable, well, maybe you should get out of that fucking job and go live a path and a life of freedom and happiness, because I want you to live in that vibrational state by understanding that that, your gratitude journal is a powerful reminder of all of the blessings in your life. And when you use it and you write in it every single day, and you create these powerful affirmations like, you trust your intuition and your inner guidance to lead you to the highest good. You're thankful for the infinite possibilities that the divine source creator and you have aligned for you. And that you radiate that positive energy and gratitude, and you attract positive experiences and people into your reality. This is the situation when you are tapped in, tuned in, and turned on. When the vibration of you is the essence of everything around you. What does your reality look like? That's how you're manifesting. We don't get what we want. We get what we are. We don't get what we want, we get what we are. And staying positive and trusting the universe is so important in the law of attraction in action. And understanding that the process of creating your gratitude every single day is going to allow you to write things down in a way that you're almost proud. You're writing it down. Like, let's just say that you want to be grateful for your children, your home, your car, your mode of transportation. Even if your mode of transportation is a bicycle, at least you got a bike. You aren't on foot. I used to work when I first got out of school. I had 3 jobs building my first career. It was very, very difficult for me. And I didn't even have a car for about 6 months. I would have to walk to one job. After I finished with that job, I would take a bus to another job. And then my then husband would pick me up and take me home from my 3rd job. Okay. So things will shift in your reality as you shift. And the fact that you are coming to this podcast, looking for solutions, looking for answers, it means that the universe is fully prepared to activate you. It means that the universe is fully prepared to change and transform you. It means that the universe is prepared to allow you to move into bigger and better timelines. You are protected. You are known. You have cosmic currency. You are beloved. And I know if you've been through hell and back, it doesn't feel like it. But those lessons were there, created before you came to the Earth planet, the teaching planet called Earth, to experience them. You wanted to see how you could be the most interesting experience here on Earth. And the higher your life path number, the more that is validated. So have no fear. Instead, align yourself with the vibration of abundance, with gratitude, and with love. Now, all right, it's time for me to wrap up because I didn't realize I'd hit the 30-minute mark. I want to see you. I want to meet with you. Please book a session with me. Tell your friends and family. You don't know how many people. My aunt sent me this. My cousin, my daughter, my sister, my coworker, my friend. I had one lady that was in a book club, and they mentioned me in their book club chat, and that's how she started working with me. I mean, I'm telling you, saying the podcast and giving this out to other people will change your timeline, because this podcast is here to help elevate, educate, and express your highest dimension possible. My name is Michelle Juanita Lamont, and we're going to close with our our little chant, our little rant. Everything is always working out for me. All right? 3 times all together. Don't forget to go in and write me a review on iTunes. It helps boost my visibility. And one more soul manifesting their dreams gives me the inspiration to continue doing this podcast. I've thought about quitting the podcast many times, but because you guys keep writing reviews, and because you keep sharing it, and because you keep signing up for my stuff, you allow me to manifest. Now, I'd love to have a cup of coffee with you, but I can't. But maybe we can. I'm thinking of a way that we can. But I love you. I love you. I love you. Now, let's say it. Everything is always working out for me. Again, everything is always working out for me. Again, everything is always working out for me. Like you mean it. Everything is always working out for me. Yes, 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 yes. Hey, 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 hey. Everything is always working out for me. Everything is always working out for me. Everything is always working out for me and for you. Okay, until next time, go listen to another podcast today. Recommend it and tell it to 5 of your friends. That is the cost of admission for this podcast. I love you, and your angels and guides are so proud of you. Mwah. Until next time. Thanks for listening to this episode of Manifesting Miracles. Now it's time for you to take action. I invite you to hang out with me just a little bit more by signing up for my newsletter. You'll get instant exclusive access to the practices that will chart your own path to abundance and yes, spark that highest version of you. Head to the show notes right now so you don't miss a thing. Now listen, I fucking believe in you. And it's now time for you to win, win, win! Yes! Yes!